Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Graven coming to you from Chicago. As usual, I've got the lovely and gracious Debbie Davis with me. Can you guys hear us?
Say
I
something.
don't. I have to get down in the comments here.
Oh,
All right,
I don't see the comments. I'm at the disadvantage now. Now that's you doing this, I can't see the comments. So you'll just
you
have to keep me updated.
you can't see the comments.
I'm on my phone because, as usual, I didn't get out of work in time to set up my computer at my office. So we're going old school with the iPhone. So we'll see how it goes.
It's going great.
Well, good. I
Yeah,
mean,
your mic works, so it's all good.
it better than it did the other day. So see, all positives.
All right, fantastic. All right, well, I'll tell you how this happened. I was on shout out to Schrodinger's cat. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but that's a big channel. He was wanting to get you on today. By the way, I did a
Oh,
live stream with a bunch of people. He was asking about you. Said I don't know. I'll mention it.
I'll have to look them up in all of my free
So,
time.
in fact, I'll put a link to that live stream in the description below. But this happened today. It's Glenn Cerio gets arrested on some stuff, and it's a first appearance. He's always in trouble. And I just asked Deborah if she would come, and she was gracious enough to do so.
It's not in my jurisdiction, so I think I'm pretty safe to give some
Yeah,
commentary.
this is Washington State, so it's way out
So
there.
far away.
And I think she's done a little research since, but this was only. I mean, this is we're talking about a half hour ago here, people.
Literally, I listened to your whatever video about him from 4 months ago. Looked at that real quick. Listened to it on the way driving from Centerville to Colon. So
Well, there you go. You get that. Well, when we had the chat on your channel, by the way, go over. It's Deborah Davis says.
Debbie Davis said, so
Debbie
close. I
Davis
mean,
says, I put a link to that in the description as well. We had a little chat, and you said that you were visited by auditors at in Centerville.
if that's what you want to call them, I didn't know what they were. I didn't even know they were there until after they were there. But yes, uh, two men with iPhones or some sort of cameras recording and sticking their cameras in our windows, which was not very kind. But they went away, and
Yeah,
I
it
think
sounds like
everything was
First
fine.
Amendment auditors. Some people call them frauditors. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, potato, potato. They did post it, and somebody sent me a link to it that was in the Discord, so I got to watch it. It was a little weird, I guess. I don't know. They didn't. I don't know. See anything unusual? I mean, business as usual. So I. It's not like we have anything to hide, but it's also I don't go sticking my camera in people's faces when they're trying to do their job either. So, eh.
Well, this guy, that's what he's known for. That's why people know, and that's why I did a previous video on him. Uh, he's known for that, but he's particularly aggressive and
Oh,
particularly nasty. I mean, you'd have to see more stuff, but that's what it is. Today, I didn't even get a chance. I got a notification. I saw that Schrodinger was live, so I went over there, and he sends me an invite immediately. I mean, I looked bad, everything. I just got on, but they had been most of the way through it, and I'm like, I want to react to this, you know, but I didn't really. I missed that part of the stream, so they'll have their own thing. But why don't we take a look? Let me see if I can figure this out. Why don't we take a look at this clip together? But it's a first appearance of a defendant, and
do
I
you?
really don't
I
know
mean,
what's going on.
any idea? I mean, charge wise, anything like that?
They say it. I mean, I was literally throwing this together, so I barely have an idea what he's arrested for. I
Fantastic.
think it's some driving offense. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, well, we like to be surprised on things.
All right. Where'd you go, Debbie? I
Lord,
lost
my
you.
child is something else.
I lost you here. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Simon.
Mm. All right. While you're setting that up, I have to unlock my office door. My husband dropped my son off so he can play Xbox. While I'm doing this.
Do what you got to
So,
do.
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I will. Hold on. For once, there actually is a real lack of jurisdiction. I may just faint, and please pass on a hello to Miss Davis from the chat. Well, I will. In fact, I'll leave that up till she gets back, so she can see it herself.
Remember that time I said I'd do a live stream with you, and then I bailed in the first 5 minutes?
We've done well. All right, you got a hello here in the chat already.
Oh my gosh, I can't hear you now. What the heck? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Fantastic.
I can hear you. All right. There's the boys. Oh, I lost you again. I don't know where Deborah went here, but I think she's off the stream. All right, she's coming back.
I'm the worst. Like, I came back and there's no sound. I had gone off to text my kid, give me a second. I'll unlock the door for you. At least he didn't come to the door right behind me. Super awkward. Unlock
it's all good. It's all good. All right, let's get there. Starting with a little Law Talk with Mike propaganda.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, or the dogs get it.
Aggressive for you.
All right, just tell me if you want me to stop.
I believe it's Cerio, but I could be totally wrong on that. It's 2A, and I apologize if I am. It's 2A0061777 and 2A0070828.
Faded ones.
Sir, can you tell me your full name?
First name is Glenn, last name is Cerio.
Yeah, this video, I just got it from wherever Schrodinger got it, and it's a guy literally recording with his phone off a TV.
That seems very, very legitimate, very legal. Like I said, the green and whites, they didn't even give him the nice new ones. They're all faded. Those have been used many times. It's unfortunate.
He's a big boy too. I mean, they might have been limitations in that size.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh.
You're here today for arraignment for one count of disorderly conduct, one count of operating a motor vehicle and refusing to comply with a police officer, both from January 3rd of 2022.
Okay, so one count of
disorderly person, it sounded like. But then I don't quite get the other one. Operating a motor vehicle and not obeying a command of a police officer. I mean, that doesn't sound like he doesn't have a license.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, he's an auditor, but it's January 3rd, and as we sit here, it's January 4th. So I mean, this just happened. Okay, so it's some vehicle related thing, and what, obstruction? No,
disorderly person creating a disturbance in a public place that might have bothered somebody, which kind of sounds like what he does a lot.
Yeah, that sounds like his MO, but I wonder what the vehicle thing is. I just don't know. I mean, I literally have this clip.
Assume that you understand the nature of the offenses, what the city's charging you with. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The disorderly is a simple misdemeanor, carries with it a maximum of 90 days in jail, $1,000 in fine. The refusal to comply is a gross misdemeanor, carries with it a maximum of 364 days in jail, $5,000 fine. I'm going to accept your pleas of not.
Okay, so it's two misdemeanors. One's a max 90 days. The other's 364?
365 and a $5,000 max fine. That's a pretty intense. I mean, even this disorderly person, we have a disorderly person or disturbing the peace type of thing. It's a 93 day, but it's like a $200 max fine. Apparently, Washington, they like to jack those fines up. So
yeah,
whatever he did with the car was more serious, apparently.
Yeah, for misdemeanor, I think a year is the most you can do, because if you're going over a year, then it's a felony and you're going to prison on something.
We do have like an in-between in Michigan where it's a high court misdemeanor that's 2 year or less. But yeah, that's interesting.
I don't even know what the law is, but when I was a prosecutor 20-some years ago, we had a Class A misdemeanor was the highest misdemeanor, and that was 365. Class B, then it went down. It was A, B, and C, and A was the worst.
Guilty on both. Do you have any questions about any of your rights at arraignment that I can answer for you that you're your attorney could not perform you went over with her this morning?
That's a dangerous question.
Perfect.
But he answered it
What is
correctly.
this gentleman's plan for an attorney today, counsel?
Your Honor, I would ask that Okay, I would ask that he just be given an opportunity to screen with OPD.
Do you know what she just said? It's hard to hear.
Are you down with OPD? I'm just kidding. I think that it means the Office of the Public Defender. So this is interesting. It seems like this is just basically a placeholder attorney that's sitting there. I mean, like Keith Stickley in ours is the arraignment attorney. So basically he's there to assist with the setting of bond and the arraignment process, but it's not the attorney that's going to represent him. So I guess if you're getting screened, which, I mean, typically you're supposed to have a need for a public defender, you can't just say, well, I don't want to use my money to pay for an attorney, so I want one. So I think what she's asking, because the magistrate or judge was asking, what's his plan for an attorney? I'm surprised he didn't say, I'll represent myself, but it sounds like they're trying to figure out whether he should get a court-appointed public defender or if he's going to hire his own.
Yeah, so this is a PD just that you get for the purpose of the initial court appearance for like everybody who comes in, and then they get reassigned to a PD if they get appointed one.
Right, that's what I'm gathering from it.
Okay.
So I wonder if they don't really get to talk to this attorney much before this all goes down. I mean, everybody's kind of hanging out in this room pretty close to each other.
Yeah, and it looks like she's handling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Well, do you believe that he qualifies now? Have you had a conversation with him about that?
I have had a conversation with him about that. It's unclear to me. He does work steadily. He's also responsible for child support of his 12-year-old son. But I'm not sure where the cutoff line is. I believe he makes around $2,500 a month. So I would just ask that he's given the opportunity to screen.
Okay, he makes $2,500 a month, and he pays how much in child support each month?
Around 400.
I'm going to directly appoint the Public Defenders Association to represent this gentleman.
I mean, does that surprise you that was enough for the judge? He just says I make $2,500 and I have to pay $400 in child support. He's like, good enough for me. You're going to the public defender.
You know, honestly, that's more of a review than what I ever see in our county. I guess it varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, whatever. But you know, $2,500 a month isn't a ton. But they don't even say whether that's gross or whether that's net. And do you think that's from like auditing people? Think that's his YouTube income, or is that like he works?
That's
somewhere?
the question. Does he have a real job, or is this just like is this just sort of ad revenue from YouTube?
Right. And then they're just taking him at his word, which kind of is humorous at times. It's like, look, this person's in a criminal situation and you're just going to like take them at their word. This is what I make. No paycheck stub needs to be provided. Don't
Yeah,
ask
do you take that as a full-on appointment, or is that just a provisional appointment to get screened?
No, well, in here it sounds like that was it. His screening is done. He doesn't have to go do a separate screening where you would go fill out a full employment information verification, whatever. I don't even know if they would really verify them. I do know in our jurisdiction, if you get a court-appointed attorney and at some point either the prosecutor or the court-appointed attorney say, wait a second, you don't qualify, you have X number of dollars in assets or whatever, you can file a motion. But think of how that affects your attorney-client relationship if you're like, yeah, you don't need me. You can pay me, though, if you want to, retain me. But it's a very awkward situation for attorneys to be put in.
Yeah.
He chooses to hire a private attorney, that's fine. But I'm going to directly appoint now. Okay. So I think I know the answer to this question, but let me ask the defense if it wants to be heard on probable cause on either of the offenses.
Your Honor, I'm going to reserve on probable cause at this point.
Okay.
What does that mean? I'm going to reserve on probable cause. You want to be heard or not? That doesn't make sense to me.
Right. Like, no, I'm going to wait a few more days. I'm just going to let him sit in jail a few more days and then I'll be heard on probable cause. Like, what? So it makes me wonder, number one, I've never seen where the magistrate or judge, whoever, asks you, well, do you think there's probable cause? Like, what? Is she going to make an argument to say whatever is in this police report is inaccurate? There's not probable cause for the arrest. It's not like you have the officer there to give sworn testimony or something. So that is very strange. We don't have that type of questioning in our arraignment process. So I'm not really sure where that comes in.
That actually came up in another video. Do you only do probable cause findings when you're dealing with felonies as opposed to misdemeanors?
Yeah. So, and even then, it's not like you just nonchalantly bring it up. Like, you have to, have witnesses there and take testimony sworn under oath, and there has to be a transcript made. So that's unusual. It must be a Washington thing. I don't know if there's other attorneys or prosecutors on here. I'm sure they'll comment if their state has it, but we don't have that where I'm at.
I think there's a lot left to be desired in the police report, but I'll make the finding of probable cause for today's purposes. Setting a bail in our conditions. Mr. Zacher, what are the city's requests today?
So
City is.
Yeah, I could have been talked out of it.
Did the judge or magistrate just basically say, this is a really terrible police report and I don't think there's probable cause, but since you reserved on it, we're just going to go forward, and what do you think on bond? Like, ouch.
In my mind, the judge just threw that PD under the bus, but okay.
You're right. Like, sure, you know what? Reserve on it. It's a crappy report, but reserve on it. We'll just go forward and see what happens.
Not opposed to his release with standard court conditions. Just standard court. I was trying to think if there are any other conditions that I was going to be requesting, but just the standard court conditions for release.
See, what's hard about this is we don't know what the standard court conditions are there. Like, with ours, the statutory conditions are, different depending on whether it's a PR bond or whether it's a cash bond. But in general, no leaving the state of Michigan. And unless because we're a border county down here, there's a lot of people that either live in Indiana, work here, or vice versa. So a lot of times if the defense attorney or the defendant themselves raise the issue of, hey, I work there or whatever, the judge will allow that. But in general, you're not allowed to freely travel between the states just because you want to. And then no breaking any other laws. But a lot of times we have a no drinking or a no assaultive or threatening behavior. I mean, no annoying or intimidating behavior might be a good one in this particular matter, but I don't know if they allow that.
He's not capable of complying with that.
I will say this is probably like the quietest he's been for a span of time in quite a while on camera.
Yeah, he knows he's in for it. You know what's weird is I find this really interesting, and it's kind of fun because it's raw, but I don't know the underlying conduct. I don't know what happened at the incident.
I guess it could go two ways. One, he realizes, look, I really didn't do anything that justifies this arrest, but knowing that this is how the process goes, I'm just going to sit quietly, let my attorney do the talking. Or he knows that he really screwed up, and it's like, I better just sit quietly and hope that somebody can get me out of the mess that I've gotten in. I don't know. I feel like those are two options anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's talking about terms of release, so he's releasing him today.
Right. So you don't want to screw that up. Like, just
Yeah.
stay quiet. Don't say anything that's going to change that judge or magistrate's mind and be like, maybe you don't need to get a PR
I mean,
bond or
you're
whatever.
getting your freedom. So just, be quiet. And he has the sense to do that. I give him credit.
Just so you know, there's no criminal law violations. Do you have any objections to that?
No, thank you.
Okay. So, sir, while the case is pending, which is pretty easy for you, simply have no new criminal law violations, okay? And so what I've done, just so that you understand, I've directly appointed the Public Defenders Association to represent you. So you'll call the office in a couple of days. They'll tell you who the attorney is, and that can be your attorney for the duration of the case. If you choose that you want to hire a private attorney, that's your right. You can go and do that. That's fine with me. You don't have to do that. So it's totally up to you on what you want to do with that, okay? So I just want to make sure that you don't have to go through any sort of screening process. I've already done that for you, okay? So it's up to you on what you want to do going forward.
So when he says, I've already done that for you, the screening process, I take that as I'm confident you don't have enough money. Here's your free attorney. Is that the way you read it?
And that's what I'm getting from that too. But also, anytime that you get that option, it's like kind of winning the lottery, right? You may get a really good public defender that you didn't have to pay big bucks for. On the flip side, you may get somebody that's not really invested in your case. So, what I would say to people is, look, if you don't have the funds, honestly don't have the funds to get the attorney of your choice, then get a public defender. You always have the option at any point to sub somebody else in. And again, I mean, you may get a really good one.
Okay. All right, let me get this gentleman new court dates. Just give me a second. All right, so I am going to set this for March 1st,
Ooh, that's a ways out.
9:30 in front of Judge Bowie. That'll be trial confirmation with a March 9th at 8:30 trial date. And I signed this gentleman's release orders.
So did he just give us a March 3rd pretrial date and then a March 9th trial date?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a pretty tight timeline. I know that the judges are tight on their dockets and they have reporting requirements to the state, at least in Michigan. But those are the worst deadlines. Do you, with your practice, I mean, for me, it's a little different now being in the prosecutor's office, but in private practice, when we had, say, a divorce trial and you have your final pretrial and then a week later you have the trial, like nobody can get subpoenas out in that time. You don't want to waste people's money sending out subpoenas 30 days ahead of time and then have it settle. That's just interesting.
The civil docket's just not like that. I mean, we kick it off on our first appearance when we say, all right, do you want a 1 or 2 year discovery schedule? And then we don't stick to that. I mean, that's
1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Grief.
I mean, you're taking a tort claim to a jury. It's going to be 3 years after you file it.
And
that's throughout the state. I mean, less than some, Lake County has the rocket docket, but Cook County is like that, and a lot of other counties are too.
Well, and I'm sure like the facts of this case probably aren't terribly complicated, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like a pretty standard, but that's still, I would rather see a pretrial within the next couple of weeks to try and resolve it instead of having to wait 2 months or a month and a half, whatever, and then a week later you have a trial. And I'm assuming, is it a jury trial? We have jury trials that often? I mean, that just seems interesting.
Well, most people plead, But
Well, I wouldn't say most, but okay, yeah, probably most plead. By the time it gets to the point where you've been charged with something, it's gone through the prosecutor's office, there's generally a reason, unless there's just people that are completely lying, which unfortunately does happen, or mistaken identity, which unfortunately happens sometimes. So,
well, it's interesting. Now I'm just onto the speculation because I just have this court appearance, and I wanted to react to it because it's fresh, But my guess is, it's pure speculation. I have no idea. My guess is he's out doing his auditing activity. He gets into a confrontation, which is exactly what he wants to do. He ends up getting arrested. But because of that, I don't think we'll see the video. So he would have posted this thing, but probably right now his attorney
got arrested. He couldn't post it, right? Like, wait,
can
I get my phone out of my personal property, or are you guys keeping that as evidence? I mean, honestly, how many times do you have a crime committed where you have firsthand video evidence? Not very often, right? If you're lucky, you have a security camera or store footage or a police officer's body cam if it's an RNO, like resisting obstructing type of thing. But this guy, it's like filmed his own crime, probably.
That's what they do.
Really not.
That's
so
why
bad.
it's fun. That's why it's fun.
Or he filmed him not committing a crime, and it makes the best defense, right?
Right.
If you've got it right on the video, like, look, the officer said I did this, but hey, here's my video I took, and I didn't do that, or whatever the case may be.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, next is Golden. This is SZ015683,
And that's it.
and
Like not even some sort of little jab at the process or saying I'm here under threat, duress, or coercion or whatever. I mean,
No, I think they have the goods on him if I had to guess, because he was awful contrite for him. But again,
see, I've not really seen much other than the video that you posted, and then one other one that was like really crass. I started listening to him like, ew, I'm glad my kids aren't in the car. This is not a
Yeah,
good
you
one.
know, I do a lot of these things. So I do sovereign citizens and these auditors or whatever. I've stayed away from him because it's there's enough material, and it's just sort of nasty, and I don't want my channel to go there. You know,
Right. You know, I get what they're thinking they're trying to do, but it really is so bizarre to me that, you know, the police officers, you're taking their attention away from investigating actual crimes and helping people, being available when tragedy strikes, to babysit you because you want to videotape
yeah,
them
they,
to make sure
they're
they're
just
doing
trying to
their
create
job, or tell them
conflict,
that they're
and
not.
that's what they do. Well, thank you on short notice for coming by. That was really fun. I might
Yeah.
follow it. I put a link to the original video if anybody wants it. It's some guy who's got like 7 subscribers and like you know what I mean, and who videoed it with this thing. So like, but thank you for doing it. Also, shout out to Schrodinger's cat again. I would not have even known about this court appearance, but he invited me on the stream. So that's how I came to know about it. But that's fun. I'll follow it if it's a March court appearance. If there's video, but I don't know if there is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess
If it was
would
in
depend
3B,
on
I'd
COVID
know.
protocol. Maybe. I mean, depending.
I wouldn't miss a craptacular opportunity like that.
You gotta love when there's a craptacular driving record to be put on the record, right?
Well,
Oh, I tell you.
When that appearance started with the 420 hat, I knew it was a winner. But as I'm watching this, I'm already laughing with a lot of stuff, and then Judge uncorks that. I'm like, this is fantastic.
You can't make this stuff up,
You
right?
can't. You can't. It was like, is this one of my commenters actually said it in there, right? They're like this is like a gift to Law Talk with Mike. Like nobody intended it, but it really was. It's like, here, this is perfect for your channel.
This is my life. This is my life as a private practitioner. Some of the stuff that happens, people, you wouldn't believe it unless you were there to see it. So,
Yeah.
and now
we
I
are.
get to see everything. So
well, thank you so much. Go home. I don't want to take up more of your time. Go.
Gotta go pull my kid off of the Madden 22 game out there. He's playing.
Go squeeze your kids and your goats and all that.
Yes, go check.
This was fun. Everybody go over. I know a lot of you have, but if not, go over there and like and subscribe. She's got a bunch of awesome content over there.
I put some emu videos up, so you know, I'd like to have a whole gamut of things that we go over. So,
all right,
family.
Thank you.
Have a good one. See ya.
You too. Bye. Oh, all right. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go through the super chats real quick. That was fun. I wanted to react to that, and I did not think Ms. Davis would be able to, but she said she would, which was so cool. All right. I don't want to miss any though. If I knew how to do this, I don't know how to separate the super chat, so I have to actually have to go through here from the top. Let's see what we got. Did they go away? Oh. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the super chats I have. Jessica George, $5. Thank you. First time you made it for a live. I appreciate you coming. Long Island Audit in the house. I can't lie to you, Mike. Despite our respectful differences of opinion, I must say that I've become A not so secret fan of your videos. Very entertaining. Peace. Thank you, Long Island Audit. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for that. But I did enjoy my chat with you. I did. You know, that's the way it was. So here comes the comments now. And $99. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Old Dog. Thank you, Old Dog, for the adventure fund. He knows what's up. Old Dog knows what's up. He's been around. That would be my favorite charity, the Naughty Mike Adventure Fund. All right, I think there were more in here, but I don't know. Oh, there's Simon. I got that one. This is awesome. I've got a. Here's the problem. I've got so many. Wait. Charlie Tuna, $5. Would love to see Glenn Cerio in front of Judge Lenise Bryant. Yes. That would not go well. That would not go well. I mean, it'd be fantastic for Law Talk with Mike, but it would not go well for Glenn. I assure you. Or for that matter, Cedric Simpson. Mm-mm. All right, so they are in here. I have to go through. All right, I really need someone to teach me how to do this stuff more efficiently. Holy Toledo. Operating and failure to comply is usually failure to carry and present situation, whether it's license, insurance, or registration. Yeah, that would make sense. But I don't know if this is all vehicle incident or if he's starting with a 1A audit scenario and then he gets pulled over in a vehicle. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But thank you, Brian. All right, I'm going through. I need one. I need one of those cool moderator type people that handles the super chats for you. I'm not that sophisticated, but I could really use one. Also to fix my audio issues. All right. I think he should defend himself. Audit the judge. It would be more fun for us. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. I feel for his son. Imagine having to deal with a father like Glenn. Yeah. You know, you don't know what he's like in his personal life. He might be decent and then just be out doing this stuff, but I doubt it. That's a hard reach. You know, maybe he grows and learns some lessons, but even if he does, your children are going to have to deal with it. He's very publicly obnoxious, so they're going to get blowback. There's no two ways about it, and I do feel for him for that reason. All right. Wow, lots of comments. All right. So I think we're caught up, but then I got a new one. Paul Basso for $10. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh, Leanne. She's such a sweetheart. She's got an awesome channel too where she unboxes chick stuff. Go over there and check it out. I've watched long videos over there because I have no interest in the substance. I know nothing about it, but she's all snarky about it. It's good times. It really is. T-Boone, $5. Love your content. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, I think I got them all. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I assure you that I will see them, but I did my best to go through all of them. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it.